Yep. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, the Problem Child, here today to talk to you about a video. I'm gonna do this, talk about Brodus Clay one last time. There's some stuff I need to get out there just to make sure that you guys are not misconstruing anything I said or getting mad at me because of how I feel about the gimmick. Now, again, I can't believe I have to say this, but this is just my opinion on the Brodus Clay thing. That's it. It's just an opinion of how I feel about the Brodus Clay gimmick. Now, a lot of people out there are defending it saying, yo, it's nice. Now, some of the people that's defending it are the same people that's been complaining about gimmicks in WWE. Not even good gimmicks, but bad gimmicks. And there's a lot of people out there that's defending the Brodus Clay thing, thinking, "Oh yeah, this is great. This is it." Now, in my opinion, it's basically WWE giving us shit with sugar on it. Basically, they're telling us that, okay, we've been giving you shit. You're starting not to like the shit that we're feeding you, so we're gonna spice up the shit a bit, and we're gonna put a little bit of sugar on it, and you taste that shit, and you go, it tastes a little bit better. That's how the Brodus Clay thing is. Is today, in today's standard, people are loving this guy. But I'm not here to talk about that. Let's talk about his FCW days. Let's talk about his NXT days. Or let's talk about his Today day. Okay? Today. Alright. Brodus Clay, when he was bodyguarding for Alberto Del Rio, wasn't he considered like a great talent? Wasn't he considered like to be this monster thing, this bodyguard that you didn't want to mess with, like a Tyson Tom Go to Christian? Now all of a sudden he gets off TV, and of course he's on Superstars, so he's up there squashing guys in Superstars. Also, the guy from Tough Enough, he even squashed him in a match. Okay, so the bottom line of the thing is what I'm trying to figure out from you guys is a lot of people are saying, well, we don't need another monster big guy. A monster big guy never really got over. As far as I know, Andre the Giant did get over. Let's see who else. You got Big Show got over. Um, Kane got over. Undertaker got over. And let's be honest, did the Big Show really have a gimmick? What was his gimmick? He was big and tall. He was called the Giant. That's not really a gimmick, is it? Or the Big Show, which isn't really a gimmick. It's a nickname, you know. So with this Brodus Clay thing, and a lot of people are saying, well, we don't need another monster heel or another big monster. It's just going to be the same old, same old. Well, as far as I know, Kane is being so boring, and Kane is using a gimmick, right? You know, a lot of people are shitting on that. It's a gimmick, according to what you're saying, is that Brodus, Brodus Clay is as equal as Kane. Why Kane isn't getting as much love as Brodus Clay? It's a gimmick. He put back on the mask. He did what you guys wanted, but you're shitting on him because you know why? You know Kane sucked. When he took the mask off, he was okay. Then he started sucking, and then now Kane is sucking even a little bit more when he put back on a mask and he has the wig on now. Or how about Mark Henry? Mark Henry is being injured. I like Mark Henry. I like what he's doing. But Mark Henry is getting to the point where he's getting old now. Like Mark Henry don't have that many months or years in a wrestling ring like you think he may have. Also, Big Show. Well, we know Big Show career is about at the end of its ropes. So how can how can you hate on those guys? Those guys are big guys. They're dominating guys apparently. But you love the Brodus Clay gimmick because he comes out there and he's rehashing gimmicks from years and years and years and years and years and just put it into one. The thing about it is, it doesn't really matter about his color, his race, his creed. it's a stupid gimmick. The gimmick, it's 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 basically trolling WWE is trolling us with this gimmick. But the thing is that you're accepting this gimmick and you're liking the gimmick because why? It's like I said before. WWE's been feeding us shit. The only thing is that they put sugar on top of this shit. So let's now talk about his wrestling skills in the ring. Y'all like this Brodus Clay Funkasaurus gimmick, but nobody has ever talked about his matches and the 30-minute squashes that he's done. Or the 30-second squashes, excuse me. Not one person has ever addressed that in these videos, which I'm very shocked about, especially from people that like wrestling on YouTube, because they like to analyze things and write it down and computerize it and send it through fax machines and send it to the major computer and then read it back to you folks and sit there and talk about how he's doing. Let's see. There's a lot of guys on the roster who feel underappreciated, and in their right, they have every right to. You know, when you see the disgusted look on their faces, I don't think that's an act from the wrestlers that he squashed. I think that, like, let's say Kurt Hawkins, okay? Let's start off with Kurt Hawkins, one of his opponents. Brodus Clay debuted against Kurt Hawkins. Well, the Funkasaurus debuted against Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins looked in disgust, like, okay, WWE criticized me for my YouTube videos. They criticized me for whatever else. And yet, they pushing me to get squashed in 30 seconds by this guy? Or, let's talk about Tyson Kidd, which I've heard their opinion that it was a believable match, but why use somebody like a Tyson Kidd? I mean, you know, and this is what I don't understand about WWE is that most of the guys that they use to squash have been in that company and been in the wrestling business longer than Brodus Clay has ever been. Longer than he has. Longer. But yet, we're sitting up there because he comes out with two dancers from the Flash Funk gimmick, and he comes out there in a tracksuit like he's man from Mars or mission to Mars, whatever they are. And the thing is that as bad as Viscera was, I kind of miss Viscera because at least, or Mabel, because at least he could fucking wrestle better than Brodus Clay has been doing in 30-minute squat. You know, and this is what I'm not saying that Brodus Clay should have 30-minute matches or 20-minute matches because an actual fight, if you're fighting in real life and if you ever seen a fight, how long does a fight really last? You know what I mean? It doesn't really last that long. So a lot of people that's complaining that says that, divas need more time in the ring is, preposterous. I mean, they just ain't investing. But back to the subject at hand, the Brodus Clay gimmick, I mean, you see his moves in it and you just go, oh. I mean, maybe the first week or the first time he premiered, you probably saw that nostalgia. But you saw that nostalgia. You saw that great, this great gimmick to some of you guys that like it. This great gimmick that, oh, wow, it's Brodus Clay. He's doing something different. Then you see him on SmackDown and you go, yeah, it's Brodus Clay. Yeah, he's back. I love that guy. Then you see him on Raw and you just go, hmm, yeah, okay, 30-second squash match again. This is cool, you know? No, but no, we saw the dance off. So, he's dancing, but the thing that's frustrating is that he's more dancing than wrestling. I'm not saying that WWE, we know WWE is entertainment or whatever, sports entertainment. They rather entertain people than put on wrestling matches. We know that by now. But when you still have wrestling and have a wrestling ring, and you put a guy in there that basically looks super green in the ring, you kind of look and you think, my God, wow, this is what we wanted to see Brodus Clay come back as? We wanted to see Brodus Clay have these weak ass matches. Because let's be honest, if you look at his matches in NXT, they wasn't nothing special about those either. There really wasn't nothing special about it at all. Um, I'm just trying to figure out, guys, is that are we just accepting BS because there's nothing else good to from WWE or TNA at that matter that we can enjoy? And a lot of people are hyping up Chikara and ROH, and I mean, I'll get on that video. I'll get on those two in a second. But the thing about Brodus Clay is, when I say stereotype, I'm not saying that, oh, Brodus Clay is a stereotype. He wants to be a stereotype. What I'm saying is that, okay, you know, why is it that when Samoans are out there, Samoans have to growl and bark and do whatever. When we see blacks like Crime Time stealing, and it was faces, but they were stealing from announcers and wrestlers, and just because they listen to hip hop music and wore baggy jeans, I mean, you know, it, but the bottom line is, if you like Brodus Clay, you like the gimmick, okay? I have no problem with you if you like the gimmick. That's your taste. I might not agree with that taste, but it's your taste. So if you like them, enjoy them. I said that in my last video. Enjoy the gimmick. If you like Brodus Clay, enjoy the gimmick. Enjoy it. That's what it's for. It's not for everyone because apparently it's not for me, and apparently it's not for other people on the internet to enjoy or other fans to enjoy, because just because you see a bunch of signs in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean that the guy is over or he's being accepted. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, JTG still gets signs in the audience. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean shit. But a lot of people are saying, well, wait 3 months to enjoy it. Okay, well, we'll see what they do with 3 months. Because the rumor has it is that a big name WWE star does not like this Brodus Clay gimmick at all. And from what I'm hearing, it's not just more than one big main eventer or legendary main eventer that like this gimmick. It's two of them. Because originally I thought it was just one, but now it's two of them. And these guys are some big names. I'm talking about they basically was wrestling during the WWE's Monday Night Wars, and even before the Monday Night Wars. Um, so I mean, maybe this gimmick isn't going to last long. Maybe some of the people that don't like it might get their wish come true because they might squash the gimmick and altogether. But the thing I'm most upset about is that you got to understand from my point of view, I see with Brodus Clay, one of my favorite Divas wrestlers right now, Naomi, who can wrestle, who can put on great matches, and probably could be over with the fans besides dancing. And that is Naomi. I mean, Naomi is can't is not wrestling in the company, but it's okay for Caitlyn to be on TV and be in a ring and basically murder what wrestling is. Or it's okay for the Bellas and Kelly and Alicia Fox, who basically deserves to be out of a wrestling ring for injuring so many fucking divas. But she deserves that spot because Johnny Ace looked in a magazine and said, "Oh God, yeah, I love her. I need to give her a call." You know what I mean? Come on, guys. But the thing is about the Brodus Clay thing, and I'm just gonna close this out. But the bottom line is, I don't like the gimmick. I will never like the gimmick, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't have to like the gimmick. I like other things in wrestling, but I don't have to like this specific one. But what I'm trying to get through to you guys is understanding this is that this gimmick has never worked. Ever. Ever worked. I don't remember Flash Funk being the face of WWE or being the top five main eventers in WWE. I don't remember Ernest the Cat Williams being the big name or the big face of WWE. I don't remember I don't remember Godfather being a big name or the big face in WWE with the Godfather gimmick, and he sure in hell wasn't with the Good Father gimmick. So, if you think it's going to work in 2012, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to disagree with you guys. I don't see it working, and I I will see in 3 months if I like him, and if I do, I'll come back on here and apologize. But to be honest with you, in 3 months, I don't think he's even going to be relevant. And all this thing about racism on here and people getting mad because somebody feels you can't tell anybody how to feel about this gimmick. And maybe in my first video, I might have done that, and maybe I have to apologize for that because I can't tell you how to feel. You can't tell how something is supposed to feel to another person. You can't tell a person that it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be offended by this, or you're not supposed to be offended by this. People take things differently, always, no matter what. And there's some people out there that take this gimmick offensively, and there's some people out there that don't. And people out there that's criticizing, saying, how can you say that? The bottom line is that if I go to you, an Italian person or Chinese person or whatever you are, and I do something to you, you might not take that offensive because you're Chinese or Italian or whatever, and you might just laugh it off and go, ha, that's pretty funny. But the person that's next to you that might be Italian, Chinese, or Puerto Rican or whatever, that's sitting next to you, the same race as you, and I said what I said to you, might not look at that so nicely. So don't sit up here and come on here and criticize people for their opinion, guys, on how to feel about Brodus Clay. You can't do that. Because guess what? There's something that might offend you and get on your tits. And the thing is that it won't get on mine or get on theirs because they'll think it's okay. So don't criticize these people and don't be calling these people dumbasses and assholes and ignorant because you yourself are not offended by this, or you yourself don't see why all these people are getting offended by it. It's because that's how they feel towards it. They feel offended by it. And if that's how they want to feel towards the gimmick, who are we to say, oh, hold up, you shouldn't be offended by this? That's what YouTube is for. It's for to express our feelings to people that don't know wrestling or don't talk about wrestling. You know, most of these people that do say this stuff, they're in the wrestling business, whatever. You know what I mean? Just like I said, I've been around the wrestling ring too. Maybe I haven't been to the extremes as some of the people, but I have been around it. So I can say something. You know, I can say something about it. And even if you haven't been around the wrestling ring, you can say something about it. Just like I used the analogy before. You know, I never worked at McDonald's, but hell, I know what a good cheeseburger tastes like. Or how about this? I went, you know, I don't, I'm not a car dealer, but I know what type of cars I do like and what type of cars do work better for me or better for whatever. It doesn't matter, you know? We're all consumers here. We all enjoy one thing, a wrestling product. But we're not enjoying this Brodus Clay gimmick, and some of us are. So stop on here, coming on here talking about racism, that, oh, how dare you be offended by this? How dare can you say racism or stereotype? Because that's how I feel. I feel like it's a fucking stereotype. You may not feel like it's a stereotype, and that's fine. You don't have to feel the way I feel about it. You do not. I didn't say you have to feel about it. The thing is, and maybe in my first video, just like I said, I might be apologizing for a couple of things because maybe I should have never came off strong like that. But as I'm seeing all these people comment on Brodus Clay and stuff like that, It is what it is to you. You like the gimmick, enjoy the fucking gimmick. But in 6 months' time, let's see if you're enjoying this gimmick. Because just like wrestling fans do, they always turn on something sooner or later. And I guarantee you, in 3 or 4 months, when they start seeing how this guy really wrestles and how he really is in the fucking ring, we're gonna see if the dancing and jucking and jiving is gonna work for you. And maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I guarantee you, I can guarantee you this, because all these people are saying 3 months that we're gonna like Brodus Clay. Well, I guarantee you this: in 6 months, Brodus Clay fans are gonna tremble down to the same amount of fans as Yoshi fucking Tatsu. This your boy, the Problem Child, saying peace, one love, and I'm out.